Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are once again live down here in the Bear Cave Studios for another episode of The Frenzy. With me, your host, Freddie Aloso, with my co-host, Joey the Eagle. What's going on, Joe?
Nothing, man. Yo, you getting pretty good at that.
We're getting it, man. So you guys,
Turn my
the
mic down
last
real
episode, if you guys listened to it, Joey wasn't on. He had some other matters he had to attend to, but we had Ashley.
Why you gotta make it
Salerno.
seem illegal? I just had work.
Just work. I was trying to make it sound more interesting than just being like, yeah, Joe.
No, I don't want my life to sound interesting.
We had
Very
Ashley Salerno, the snake from the LFL, which is a great interview if you guys want to check it out. It's on the website under download now, so you guys can go and check that out. Great episode, fantastic player, and definitely worth a listen.
Hits like a dump truck.
Like a house. Trucking people. You guys need to go check out her highlights. It's insane. But yeah, man, we're here. It is the morning of April 14th. It is Game of Thrones Day. The return has finally arrived. Finally.
Nah, I'm still on season 1.
Joe's still on season 1. So we're not going to get into any spoilers or what we're looking forward to, but winter is here, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to hear that neither, bro. I'm a summer person.
It's a Game of Thrones thing, man. Come on.
I'm in season 1. I don't get any of these references. I don't know any of the characters yet. It's a process with me. You know that.
Yeah, you guys need to get it together, man. I'm going to need you guys to hurry up and watch some more episodes because I can't with this not being able to share what's going on.
I apologize sincerely from the bottom of my heart right here.
I'm having a little viewing thing here at the house tonight, so we're ready for it.
Now you're going to rub it in? That you're having a viewing party and I'm just going to be sitting on my ass?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue, Fred.
Talking about viewing parties, guys, we want you to join us April 25th, live in studio. We will be doing a YouTube live episode of Joey and I watching the draft, getting our reactions as it happens.
So you mean when the Bills trade out of their spot and move down into the 20s and pass on somebody you really want, I get the pleasure of seeing that live, right?
That's not what you're saying. Man. They've broken my heart the past couple times when they traded up and took Sammy Watkins over Khalil Mack and Odell Beckham. I've just gotten over it. Then when we traded back with Kansas City and passed up on Pat Mahomes. You know, whatever. It's cool. It's cool. They just continually break my heart. It's all right.
I mean, honestly, like I said, Fred, I'm more excited to watch your misery and pain than just about anything else.
That's great. With friends like you, who needs enemies, right?
Listen, I am a true friend. You know? True friend. I want to see it.
Kick me when I'm down.
Oh, I'm going to stomp on you when you're down if they pass somebody.
I believe
they pass up on somebody that you want, yes. It's going down. It's going to happen.
Stay tuned for that.
I might actually bring Kleenex boxes with me just so that I have them.
Oh, we got jokes now.
For the anticipation.
Oh, we got jokes. Okay. Let's get into it then.
Yo, you get so emotional. Oh, I love it.
UFC 236 was last night. We're still recovering. I got a cup of Joe here, trying to wake myself up. But
yeah, you don't sleep.
What a freaking card, man! What
it was
a card!
Good, man.
We had Adesanya and Poirier put in work against Gastelum and Holloway. I didn't think we'd get another barn burner like the Adesanya Gastelum, and then boom. Main event comes, and you got Poirier and Holloway just laying shots into each other.
Yeah, man. I don't think I've seen so many head strikes in one fight. Like there was no going to the body. There was no. I mean, you know Holloway. I know Holloway. He's not looking to take anybody down. He's looking to throw bombs. But even when he was getting, laced up in that first round, he was still standing there trying to throw. Like I've seen when fighters usually take that damage, they try to find a way to recompose themselves.
They take a step back.
They'll go into the clinch.
Yeah.
Yo, my man does not care about life. He just is walking forward. Bam. All right, cool. Let's do it again. Bam. I'll try again.
And then he's waving them on. I'm like, yo, take a second, grab him, and then, compose yourself and go back at it. Nah, not Max, man.
Listen, the one thing I can say, and I love Max Holloway, right? Mm-hmm. Shitty tattoos and all, I love him. Like he's a great fighter. but my big issue with when fighters, when they get laced or hit by something vicious, when they go like this, like bring it on some more, that drives me up a wall, dude. Like I know that hurt. You don't have to try and act like he didn't just like that big ass gash. That hurt. That wasn't for fun. That hurt. And he's like, nah, come on, I didn't feel that. You didn't feel it then. You're gonna feel it the next morning. I know he feels like he got into like a.
He definitely felt it right away, because you see him wiping at his eye like, oh damn, I got cut.
Well, I mean, I give him credit for even trying to stand and punch after that, because the way that thing was bleeding, it had to be really, really hard to see up out of that eye. I mean,
he went another 5 minutes after that. Like, that was towards the end of the fourth, and then the fifth round, he had to deal with that the whole way.
Listen, those last two fights were so good, and there was so much action that I felt like the fights were 2 hours. And I don't mean that, like, I know normally when someone says that, they're like, oh, man, it felt like 2 hours. No, but there was so many punches and action throughout those two fights that I felt like that was just, you didn't even need any of the other undercard stuff. That stuff was just, that was what we needed. That was the best card I've seen.
In a while. I think. It's been a long time since a card like that.
Yeah, man. I thought, like you said, once the Max Holloway fight was going to start, I was like, all right, at least we got one really good fight in. This one, I wasn't saying that there wasn't the opportunity for that fight, the final fight, to be as good as it was. I just thought there was no way that you could live up to what we just saw.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you see all the UFC fighters cage side just jaws wide open, like standing up, cheering with the fans. I was like, okay, so they're getting respect from the fighters cage side and the fans. The crowd was split in the Poirier fight. You had like the Max chants.
Yo, they was going heavy for Max at some points in that fight. I was like,
and then you hear everybody cheering for Dustin. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I looked around and I was like, yo, that must be nice, man. Doing something with the whole arena chanting your name, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Then, in other news, UFC, TJ Dillashaw.
This arm, or does he do it in the cheek? Does he pick a cheek to shoot up in? I
don't know, because that's EPO. That's what Lance Armstrong was doing.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man. I did some research on the EPO. I've been listening to, like Luke Thomas and Brandon Schaub and Joe Rogan talk about it. So that's where my information's coming from.
That's because wifey be beating that ass.
Yeah. Oh,
you need something to defend yourself. Oh man. Fred's like, I can't take this abuse no more, man. I need something to give me the edge.
Tuck and move. But they're saying with the EPO, you need a full team around you, or at least somebody monitoring you 24/7 when you're on this stuff. Because what it does is it thickens your blood.
Oh, that's good.
And you can basically have a stroke and die.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So cool. A lot of the people who have done this are the Tour de France guys, all those cyclists who are like infamous for this. This is the Lance Armstrong drug per se. It's the high-end stuff, and it's supposed to...
Well, at least he was taking the good shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you the endurance for X amount, and you continue being able to fight and all that stuff.
And that's where my problem with it lands, right? Mm-hmm. So with other fighters and what they've been taking, it's more to get an edge maybe in power recovery, right?
Right.
So the main thing that Dillashaw is known for is the fact that excuse me, he don't run out of gas, right?
Yeah.
Like he can just keep throwing bombs. So I mean, if you take a drug like that allows you to go, instead of the 3 or 4 rounds, you're allowed to go full pedal to the metal till the fifth round. I mean, I don't know how he ever comes back from that, and it's a 2-year ban, so
His career's basically done.
yeah, I think he's done. And like we were talking about, like sick and tired of athletes doing this. Like I get they're under a lot of scrutiny and people are watching, but my man, you cannot go out and say I'm manning up. I need to own what I did, bro. You're not manning up.
Yep.
You're not owning what you did. You got caught. Just apologize.
Yeah.
Don't try and make it seem like you're doing something. It's not like, he won a fight and then came out and he was like, listen, guys, like, I appreciate all this. I know I've turned this into a successful career, but it's been really eating at me. I've been on X, Y, and Z. I know I haven't tested positive for it yet, but I don't feel like I can continue fighting under, this false notion. Then I could be like, yo, you know what, bro? It sucks that you did it, but they didn't have to catch you for you to admit that you were in the wrong. Then you're manning up. If you wait until you get caught, bro, you're not sorry that you did it. You're sorry that you got caught.
Caught. Yeah. It's true, man. Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing about this, from what I was listening to these guys explain about the EPO, you can get the same effects of the EPO drug if you train at high altitude. So basically, if you run your entire camp out of like Big Bear, California, up in the mountains, up at super high altitude, you get the same effects as if you're doing this drug. So it's like, what are you doing, man? And then what got me was that they then went back 2 years and tested an old sample of TJ's and found it in there too. Which that opens up a whole different can of worms. If you're going to let USADA start going back and start testing guys' old samples. Because then you start going into like what happened with Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
GSP. All these old guys, that stuff that they couldn't test for before that they could test for now. You know what I mean? Like that just opens up a big can of worms.
I think only because he's a current athlete and he's fighting now they were going to do that. I don't think they want to put a black eye on their own, organization.
Yeah.
So for people like GSP who called it a career, like it sucks, but as an athlete you look for any competitive advantage you can have, especially when you're at that level, right? Because a lot of those people they excelled throughout their career because they were just naturally better than everybody,
Right.
But when you get on a stage or a platform like UFC, the margin for error is ridiculously low, right? Because nobody you're gonna fight is a scrub. Every time you go out there, you're gonna fight a top 10 fighter in the world.
Yeah.
So you're gonna look for any competitive advantage that you can get. So if you find something that they're not testing for yet, you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you as testing gets better and they're able to test for more things and learn about more drugs, if they go back and they test the majority of the fighters, I mean, they're probably gonna find something.
Yeah.
I
completely agree.
Even if they're taking it just to get back sooner, you know what I'm saying? Because those injuries, all those blows to the head, like you need a way. There's no way you could take that type of damage and then fight in 3 months. Like they used to. Yeah. They used to fight all the time.
They used to fight 2-3 times in a night. Early.
You need to take something.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. He won't be the last. I just don't like how he handled it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue with it.
I completely agree with you, man. So then, with that being said, back to 236. It's announced last night during the press conference. Adesanya and Gastelum will fight later this year in Australia. Because Adesanya is from New Zealand, and Whitaker is from Australia. So that'll be a big fight there. And then you got Poirier and Khabib will be in September.
What do you think his chances are with Khabib? Yo, Khabib's a different animal.
Khabib's totally different than Max.
He'll get you on that ground and you ain't moving, boy.
That's the thing. And then he talks so much shit while he's pounding you on the ground.
Did you see all the undercards? Like the ones that weren't on the ESPN pay-per-view plus?
I saw some of them.
There's a dude, I don't know his name. I'm not going to lie, I've never even seen him fight, right? Mm-hmm. He looks just like Khabib. He's from the same, region and everything. Yeah. He looks like a Khabib clone. It blew me away. I'm like, so
all those dudes from Dagestan, I believe it is, that region. They all look the same, and they're all killers, all of them.
Monsters. He looked just like him. For a second, I double taked, and I was like, nah, this can't be him. Like, this is the undercard to the undercard.
He's suspended still. He can't be in the.
Yeah, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. I don't know who that is.
All their last names sound exactly alike. I know that sounds super racist, and I apologize if it comes off as racist, but like Nurmagomedov, it's all like 18 letters. It's insane.
Well, listen, us Spanish people do the same thing. We got 20 last names, don't know which one to go with. So it's all good.
Exactly. 100%. And then boxing, man. Your boy fought Friday night.
Lomachenko, baby. Listen, I can't even call him my boy, right?
A crazy 4th round KO.
So, here's the thing. I can't call him my boy, right? Because, don't get me wrong, I love watching him fight. But I wasn't early to that hype wagon. Like, I just happened to see him when he was already doing his thing. So I can't really sit here and be like, yeah, I saw his first professional fight. But it's hard to say that anybody was. I mean, I'm sure there were people. But he's only got 9 or 10 professional fights under his belt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that he comes, he goes, where's your best guy at? And he just destroys him. Yeah. And then he moves to another weight class. And then he destroys him. He says he's going to stay at the weight class he's currently at and try and unite the belts. He was supposed to fight I forgot the guy's name, but he was supposed to fight to unify one of the other belts in that weight division that night. But the guy fought previously and knocked the dude out and broke his hand in the process. So he couldn't fight. So Lomachenko said, bring me nobody else but the number 1 contender for the belts. And they brought that guy, and he chewed him up and spit him out. Like, if you watch the fight, bro, the first 2 rounds, he's kind of just feeling him out, Yeah. Like, you listen to any of the boxing experts, they'll tell you he's got the best feet in the game. Like, the way he sidesteps people and gets the angles that he gets, it's amazing, and he does it so smooth. So the first 2 rounds, he was feeling him out. The 3rd round, he started unloading on him. And that 4th round, bro, he turned over that hook so fast. It wasn't one of those punches where he was charging it up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is that's the shoulder that everyone was worried about because I think it was a torn labrum.
Oh, right.
So he fought after 6, 7 months on it, and he even told him, he was straight up. He was like, yo, my shoulder's not 100%, but I want to fight, so let's fight. And he beat that dude's ass too. But you could tell he wasn't 100%. So the fact that he was able to use that same right shoulder that was giving him issues and absolutely deliver a bomb, dude. Like, he's so precise with his punches. Like, you watch that in slow motion, and he hit him right on the temple, nice and short. He got all his hips into it and everything. He just, bam, turned it over. Night.
Man. He put him to sleep.
And now they're putting cameras in the ref's bow tie. I don't know if you peeped it.
Nah, I didn't see
so,
that part.
If you watch, they show the knockout, then they show it again, and then the 3rd or 4th time, they jump into the referee's mic, which is now in the center of their bow tie. And he's looking down. I feel bad because you can hear the audio, right? So you hear the shot, bam! And I'm like, damn, he just hit him hard. Just to sleep. The dude got hit so hard that when the ref went to approach him, the guy looks up, you could tell he's dazed, and he's like, I don't know what happened. And he's like, you're down, just stay down. And he goes, no, I'm good. He goes, you're going to watch the replay. Trust me, you're going to watch the replay. The guy was so oblivious. I felt bad, just watching his reaction. You could just tell he was in another world.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was something, dude. He's nasty, man. He destroyed him.
Yeah, you put me onto him a while ago. I'd say probably 2 years ago. You told me,
Yeah, I was trying to get you on the wave,
out.
man.
Yeah, he's legit.
I think his amateur record is 364-1 if I remember correctly.
Insane. And now he wants Mikey Garcia next for that strap.
I'm down. I'm down to watch that fight. And then while we're on the boxing kick, New York City gets to watch, Terrence Buddy Crawford fight. I think it's Saturday. Yeah, I think it's either Saturday or Friday, but it's this upcoming week. And he fights somebody with a little bit more cachet than the guy that Lomachenko just fought. He fights Amir Khan. So I mean, it's a couple years too late, because Amir Khan got his chin checked a few times. But the dude's still a really good fighter, and I'm hoping that he can give Crawford a little bit more of a test than what Lomachenko got a couple days ago. All that fight was for Lomachenko was just to show people, like, I'm good. And the crazy part about that is he came out and he was like, yo, it's been hard for me to kind of, like, get excited about this fight. Like, basically this dude don't got a belt.
Yeah.
So when he said that, the reporters were kind of leaning. Obviously they thought that he was going to come out and dominate, but it kind of gave them, like, reserve, almost like pause. Like, wait, is he going to come out and be the normal Lomachenko, or is he kind of just going to scrape by?
Yeah.
Nah, he was all for it. He was like, oh, hold this real quick. Bam! Laid him out.
That's crazy, man. Then we got, moving on from combat sports, MLB. Not a whole lot of news going on right now. We'll give you a little Yankee report from our end. We look, as Yankees, we look like the Mets from the past couple of years. We're in the first month.
Why you gotta do that, man? There's Mets fans out there.
Not record-wise.
Now you're talking about injuries.
I'm talking about injuries, man. These boys are getting hurt left and right. We lost Stanton and Duhar. Sanchez is now on the 10-day DL. CC just came back yesterday.
Through a gem.
62 solid, six innings he went, I think?
I thought it was 5, but it could have been 6. Starters don't go, like, past 5 innings anymore.
Yeah, but I figured with 62 pitches, the dude did his thing. Then, who else? Hicks is still out. He hasn't fully come back yet.
And can we just shout out real quick? I thought the first person going down with an injury was going to be Greg Bird, like always. Yo, he's been playing.
He's been all right. His defense is still a little gets me a little bit over there at first base. It's not my boy 23. Donnie Baseball, man, that was my boy. But
oh man,
we ain't got nobody like that on the roster anymore. But man, I'm over here. I got ESPN going in the background, and I don't think you're up to this point yet in your Game of Thrones.
Again with this Fred, bro. I'm on season 1.
I know you're in season 1, but I know you've seen stuff. They got the Mountain. You seen this dude?
Yeah, I know who the Mountain is. Yeah, but I saw him like before I ever watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I saw him on the show. Mm-hmm. Well, I heard about him on the show, and then he does all the strongest man competitions too now. So that's where I originally saw him.
They got him pulling a busted plane
out
of the sand in.
Let me ask you something. All right, that's impressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all that strength it's not even practical.
It's not. When are you gonna need to move a plane?
At what point do you just say, yo, I've had enough, I'm moving on to something else in my life? When you're that strong, bro, you got it, bro. You win. Yeah. You don't got to go to the gym no more. I don't understand.
I don't know if you've got it going, but he looks like either he had a stroke or something, or something's going on with his.
All right, well, you can say that about him because when he comes knocking at your door, he can kick your ass.
No, but I'm saying it looks like he's got something going on in his face, with one of his eyes, and I don't know.
You said it was on ESPN?
Yeah, it's on. They're doing an E60 about him right now.
Oh no.
But we've also got some big golf news. We don't really hit on golf, if ever. Wow. I think this is probably the first time we bring it up on the Frenzy. But Tiger He is
Yeah,
two
man.
strokes off the lead for the Masters. He tees off in about 9 minutes. And this is the first time in like 10 years that he's been this close to winning the green jacket again.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm not a big golf fan. I tried playing it. Not that good at it. It's a lot harder than it looked. I'll tell you that much. But it is fun. I had a good time. But just from like a numbers standpoint, golf has to love what's happening this weekend. I mean, it's no secret that when Tiger Woods is playing well, it attracts more viewers. That just is what it is. So it's good for all parties involved that he's still being able to perform at such a high level. I know a lot of the people that are involved with golf now, like they see him as Tiger Woods, but they don't really fear him like they used to when he was winning at like an amazing clip. Yeah. So hopefully he gets it done, man. I know he's obviously dealt with a lot publicly, so it'd be good for him, to win another green jacket and kind of keep it moving.
Yeah, man. It'll be good to see him back in the red polo coming out, fist pumping out there. I hope we see that a little bit today. But this weekend started the NBA playoffs. Round 1 started yesterday. We had some upsets.
Oh, man.
We had the Nets come out and beat the 3 seed Sixers. I believe they're the 3 seed.
Yeah. I'm not mistaken there.
We had the 2 seed Raptors go down to the Magic.
All right, go ahead, continue. Go ahead.
We had the 2 seed out west, the Nuggets, go down to the Spurs.
Fucking Popovich, man. Did you see the dunk?
Yes.
Paul Millsap got bodied.
Yeah, that was...
Put him in the trunk!
I was like,
oh,
wow.
Derek White.
Wow.
Yo, I wasn't expecting that, bro.
No, man.
He did it so nonchalant. He was like, yeah. Take that. I don't even think Millsap was expecting that.
No.
So, peep this, right?
Yep.
I know the Sixers have a lot of talent. I'm not totally surprised that they lost to the Nets, right? For anyone that's been watching the NBA season, the Nets can ball. They have a good team. They have the leading 3-point shooter in the league percentage-wise in Joe Harris. He won the 3-point contest as well, so he shot. I'm not going to compare the playoffs to a 3-point contest, but there's a reason why a lot of top NBA stars won't do things like the dunk contest.
Yeah.
All eyes are on you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you've played in a game, it's just like if you have a freaking soccer, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes those get in your head more than when a defender is right in your grill, and you just got to do it off of instinct.
Yeah.
So him being able to shoot well in a competition like that may not translate into a game as far as you're going to have people on the court, but it actually might be a little more nerve-wracking to shoot off of a rack in front of, millions of viewers who are watching All-Star Weekend. So they have a great shooter in him. D'Lo is playing amazing. D'Angelo Russell is balling, bro. Ice that man's veins. Yes. He's balling. They got Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie can ball. They got a great rim protector in Allen. LeVert is still there playing well.
And coming back from that huge injury that he had earlier on in the season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good to see him back out there.
That was just like the Ronald Darby injury. Like one of those when you saw it, you were like, all right, he's out for the year, and he came back, God willing. So that was cool. And Caruso, they've got this big man who's a rookie that's been playing well. So they have a lot of very good ball players. Yeah. So, and they play like a team. Whereas the Sixers, they got Jimmy Butler, then they went late in the process and got Tobias Harris. And the fact still remains, man, I know Ben Simmons is an immense talent. I get it. I've been watching him since he was, in high school, dominate. Mm-hmm. But as a player on the court, if you are not a threat, and I'm not saying he has to have a lethal 3-point shooter or even a 3-point shot at all.
Have a shot.
He needs to be able to hit that 15 to 12-foot jump shot just to get the defense to respect it.
They don't respect him at all.
Bro, he's bringing the ball up, and they can play defense on him below the free throw line, and he's literally standing on the 3-point line.
Yep.
And I've seen him in warm-up shoot, and he makes them. So I don't know if it's a confidence thing, you know.
Yeah.
But he really, really, really needs to get that figured out. Like, it's bad, bro. Did you hear Dudley? Jared Dudley?
No, I didn't hear what he have to say.
Well, before the series, he was like, who? Ben Simmons? Oh, nah, we'll leave that wide open. Like,
Oh, damn. Just straight disrespect.
Just
straight
he does
disrespectful.
not care, bro. And again, Ben Simmons is still making, all-star teams, and he's still a very promising player. But
And Dudley's been around the block, man. So
yo,
he knows a thing or two.
Around, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know what the Sixers are gonna end up doing, but they really need to get that. I mean, they're not gonna get it situated this year. Obviously, it is what it is. But in the off season,
no, go ahead, finish up.
in the off season, they're gonna need to find somebody. Shout out Lethal Shooter. If you don't follow him on Instagram, you should follow him on Instagram because that dude's got a sniper and he's got some awesome videos for the kids out there. Go watch his videos. He puts in some work, man. So yeah, he's a shooting coach for some of the NBA players as well. So yeah, man, they need to find him somebody that can fix that jump shot because like you're seeing in the playoffs, it's a different animal.
Yep. But like I was gonna say, he then came out post game. I don't know if you heard this about complaining about the fans booing. Bro,
you're in Philly.
You're in Philadelphia, man.
You're in Philly.
These fans do not give 2 fucks. None. 0.
Santa Claus.
Yes. Santa brings gifts to everybody.
Yeah, man.
Ben Simmons, you bring missed jump shots.
Bro,
you're not getting no respect like Santa Claus.
If you're in the game playing, you should not worry about the booing. You should not worry about the cheering. You should worry about getting this dub. Like, don't worry about the fans, man. Bro. Like, don't. Just do your thing. Play. Win games. You won't get booed.
Yeah. And then the little incident that went down on the bench with the whole cell phone being out on the bench.
The only issue, right? The biggest issue with this is that it involves Joel Embiid. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
If it was Amir Johnson and he was just checking his phone, I don't even think it makes SportsCenter.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I honestly don't think so.
He came out, and I'm not going to question it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with the fact that Joel Embiid is 7'2" and could squish me like a bug. But he's saying it's Amir Johnson and his daughter's really sick. And if she is, God bless. I hope his daughter feels better and recovers from whatever illness she has. You can't handle it like that, though. Like, when players have to go piss, they go into the back of the locker room, right? They're wrong with a trainer, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm Amir Johnson. Like, I get it, bro. Family first.
Yeah.
Of course. Have one of the ball boys with your phone, and when it goes off, give you a little signal from the tunnel. You run. Do your thing. People are going to think you pissing, whatever.
Or have a coach behind you hold the phone.
I don't know, man. It was a bad optic. I'm not going to call him out and say he's lying because, I never want to say someone's lying and it's about family. But it's a bad optic. So we'll see what happens. How you feeling about that Toronto series? That surprised the hell out of me.
That was a shocker. I did not expect that. I did not expect your point guard to score 0 points. 0. He had the same amount of points that I did last night. 0.
Listen, here, buddy. If you've been watching the Toronto Raptors these past few years, this should not surprise you.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know what happens to Kyle Lowry up here when the playoffs start, but he had these same exact issues for the last 2-3 years. He plays well in the regular season, and then I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Like, I've never seen anything like it. To be honest with you, in the NBA, I've seen it on other levels of basketball. But to be an NBA player, not just an NBA player, but a very good NBA player, and just completely fold in the playoffs year after year, it boggles my mind, dude. Kyle Lowry boggles my mind, and Kawhi is he ain't saying nothing because Kawhi don't talk.
He's chugging it up.
He's looking
like, I'm out.
He goes, you guys think I'm going to stay here in Toronto and play with that? Yo, Clippers? Yo, how you guys doing? Nah, I don't want to play with LeBron. Jerry West, though? Yeah, I'll hoop with you, man. All right, I'll be there in a second. That's what's going to happen. He ain't staying for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out a dark horse for Kawhi. I'm gonna throw this out there. Brooklyn. I could see the Nets making a play if they make a deep run into the playoffs. I could see them making a play for Kawhi. I could see that going down.
I can see them making a play for Kawhi. I can see them making a play for a whole bunch of players, man. Like if you're looking to come to New York and you're looking at the Knicks over the Nets, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Right now, the Knicks do not have a better situation than the Nets, and the only way that changes is if they get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, we get that boy out of Chapel Hill down there. No, not Chapel Hill. What is
that? Is no choice, sir. That is no choice. That is a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did something. I don't know what the hell I did to this mic, but
we can still hear you. It's all good.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Then we had the Nuggets lose to the Spurs. Pop putting in work. Got his boys to come out and steal a game in Denver.
Does that surprise you? Pop being Pop?
Nah, man. And this is what, Pop's last season, right? Hasn't he said that he's done after this? Or he may be done after this? Kind of hinting at it.
I feel like I should know that, but I don't know, to be honest with you. If that's news to me, then you got me there.
Then we got the Warriors beating the Clippers last night. Steph Curry, once again, put on a shooting display. This man does not miss from 3.
Well, he wears contacts now, Fred, so he can see the rim.
So he can see everything, right?
See the rim.
I was looking up his overall 3-point numbers, where he is all time. He's less than 100 threes behind Reggie Miller for the 2 spot.
All right, so bear with me, right?
Yep.
That's super impressive. Mm-hmm. He is the best shooter I've ever seen. He's the best shooter that ever touched a basketball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he can, and that's not a stretch. But some people will hold on to saying that Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. There's other shooters out there, but there's no shooter that I've ever seen that's been able to do it in the manner that he does it. As far as off the dribble, left hand, right hand, off the screens, pin downs.
From the opposite free throw line, wherever he is on the court.
Yeah, incorporating his range as well. Yeah, there's just never been a player like him. Like, there's no defense for somebody that can bring the ball up and pull from 35 without looking at the rim. There's just not. Yeah. But I do think he was a microcosm of just like the perfect player at the perfect time, right? There's players that I don't want to say could ever shoot like him, but before him and before this 3-point error, like, you weren't looked at to shoot 9, 10, 11 3-pointers a game. That was unheard of. That was a team shooting 11 threes. And there would be a coach yelling at you to
spread it out.
Take a jump shot, cut it out, throw the ball down low. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he will go down as the person that started, I think, that whole revolution to the 3-point shot. Like,
I agree.
It was always looked at as a weapon and used as a weapon. And so I say that because he's such a good shooter, and then on top of that, you're going to allow him to attempt 9 or 10 when, players that are on that list were attempting 3, maybe 5 a game. Yeah. He's going to blow those records out of the water.
Yeah.
He's going to blow them out of the water.
He's 10 years in the league, and he's less than 500 behind Ray Allen.
And
Ray Allen played 18, 19 years in the league.
Yeah, and the thing with a jump shot like that, or a player that's able to shoot the ball like that, is they could play forever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like athleticism where it's going to diminish over time. No. Like, there will never be a time where Curry won't be effective on the offensive end of a basketball floor. It just won't. Yeah. And he'll just run off a whole bunch of screens, splash.
Yeah. That's great. So, and then in that game also, we had KD and Pat Beverly going at it. where
Now,
they
this dude
finally
Pat
got
Beverly, man, he be trying to fight everybody.
They finally got ejected with, I think it was like 4 minutes left in the game.
Did you see the steel frame shots of it?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to talk about Game of Thrones? That looked like a Game of Thrones scene where Kevin Durant was grilling him and Patrick Beverly's on the floor.
On the floor looking up at him? Yeah, man. That was nuts.
But, yo, he used to be on the Heat, man. I liked him when he was on the Heat. Dude gets in your jersey, doesn't care who you are. He's going to play defense. Yeah. Even if you catch him, you know, and quote-unquote embarrass him, you know, catch him with a crossover, jam in his face, bro, it does not faze him.
Yeah. He's right down the floor, right in your grill.
He'll pick you up 94 feet. And he's got beef with every point guard in the league.
Yep.
Every point guard in the league you think is nice, type his name in on YouTube, type Patrick Beverly's name in on YouTube, and you are going to see both of them going at it. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Russell Westbrook. I don't care if it's Steph Curry. I don't care if it's who else. Who else does he beef with? Probably. I could see.
I've never seen him and Lillard really go at it like that.
Well, that's because Lillard and Westbrook, they're beefing. So you want to see a good point guard matchup, tune in today because Westbrook is going to go at Lillard and Lillard at Westbrook. You know, that's going to be
3 o'clock today, I believe.
Yeah, they got swept during the regular season, which kind of sucks that the Thunder swept them. But Paul George has a shoulder injury that caused him to sit out the last regular season game. His shooting numbers have been a little down since then, and they rely a lot on him on the offensive end and on the defensive end because I think he led the league in steals, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I would love to see the Trailblazers pull that series out.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Watching Dame.
And then also this week we had how do I put this in a nice way? The shit show that is the Lakers. Yeah, I went there. We had Magic resign. Didn't even tell management first. He just went into a press conference and was like, I'm out.
You got to use a different word. Like, resigning is like going to your boss and being like, hey, man, it just isn't working out. Going to the players, you know, doing it the right way. Magic did not resign. Yo, Magic just left.
That was it. He was just like, I'm out.
Yo, he just left, bro. He was like 2 hours before the game, we ain't making the playoffs. Let's have a press conference.
Yeah. Deuces.
Yo, I can't believe he did that. And if players were hesitant to go there to play with LeBron at like before all of this don't make it any better, bro. Like, you want to talk about dysfunction?
And then you want to bring in, they're talking about the front runner because also Luke Walton, they mutually parted ways. Basically, he got fired.
No, but he's on the Kings already.
Yeah. So I'm saying he's already with the Kings. You got the front runner for the Laker job is Ty Lue.
And Monte.
Yeah. But didn't Ty Lue and LeBron have a thing in Cleveland where LeBron really wasn't respecting Ty Lue? Like, basically, it's Cleveland West?
Nah, I mean, listen, I don't understand why they would go back to Ty Lue, but from what I was reading, their relationship is pretty good. Yeah. Like, they're cool with each other now.
The one thing that I will say I'm looking forward to is if Ty Lue is head coach and you got LeVar Ball running his mouth about the coach. Ty Lue ain't Luke Walton. He's about that life.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, Ty Lue's not going to keep his mouth shut. He's not just going to be like, well, we're not listening to the outside stuff. I can see Ty Lue being like, yo, tell that motherfucker come find me in the back and we're going to have some words. I feel like he's a little gangster like that.
Yo, honestly, I think they'll seriously consider moving Ball this offseason, to be honest with you.
I agree. His dad's too much of a headache, man.
It's not even his dad. Like, you say that, but I could counter that by saying if he I know he was injured, right? But if he was playing up to the bill, you think his dad would be a story? They would laugh him off. Everyone would laugh. The only reason why his father is a story is because Lonzo Ball hasn't played up to his potential. That's the only reason why his dad's a story.
Yeah, I could agree
right?
with you on that.
Like he, and then you got to look at the draft and see the players that they didn't pick because they needed Lonzo Ball. He's from the area. It's good for business. You know what's good for business, bro? Winning's good for business.
Yep. All day, every day, twice on Sunday, man.
Yo, they could have had Tatum. They could have had De'Aaron Fox, who I think is a better player than him. I mean, there was a couple players in that draft. I was never a huge fan of him, even when he was at UCLA. Like, he's got great vision. He plays actually good defense. But just, I don't know, dude. Just on the offensive end of the floor, outside of finding teammates, which I get is important, he just lacks that aggression that you want in a star. He's not a bad player. He's just not what they drafted him to be, which was, bring Showtime back. He's not that.
Yeah, he's not.
But his tactics is better than Jordan, though, so. I'm just saying.
We also had, rounding out the NBA news, we had Giannis come out and say that he does not want to be a part of Space Jam 2.
Couple players now.
Couple players? I just heard Giannis. Who'd you hear?
Yeah, supposedly, I mean, I didn't get any of the names, but supposedly he's not the only player that said no, which is, talk about awkward.
Yeah.
Yo.
Nobody wants to tarnish that Space Jam legacy, man.
Bro, I think it was a bad idea to begin with. Like, I understand LeBron's all about his business ventures and, marketing himself, but there's just certain things you don't touch. And, like, Space Jam, especially for me being,
that was my joint back in the day.
I mean, I'm an early 90s baby, man. That was my movie growing up.
Yeah, man. I used to have the shirt with Jordan and Bugs. That was my jam, man. But yeah, I feel like had they done Space Jam and been like, okay, Jordan's a part of the project, and we're gonna bring Space Jam 2, and he brings in the players, but you do it with LeBron. I think that's what got people sideways.
I also think, this is one of the rare occasions you can say LeBron might have miscalculated his steps. Yeah. He's been an evil genius, right? With all his marketing campaigns and every move, everything he touches turns to gold. Like, that's what he does, right? Now, I think this movie would have been easier to do and gotten a lot more steam if this was fresh off of that championship he won for the Cavs a couple years ago, as opposed to a pulled groin, missing 20 games, team not making the playoffs. Now it's a little weird, bro. You're about to go, beat the Monstars, but you can't get out of the West. That just doesn't look good.
Deal with the Monstars that are sitting up in Golden State.
Yeah, and now see, that would be funny if he could get like Steph, Durant, Green, and Thompson to be on the Monstar squad. That'd be fun.
That'd be funny.
I'd watch that.
And now, man, our bread and butter every week, NFL. 11 days, bro. 11 days, ladies and gentlemen, from the draft. From our live episode here in the Bear Cave Studios. 11 days out.
Listen, I'm going to just say, we got something for everybody that night, right?
Yep.
All the dudes out there, that they got friends that aren't into football, we got you. Come watch it with us. No problem.
Come watch it with us. You won't be alone.
No, you won't be alone. Couples, we invite them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Couples, guys who drag their girls into watching the draft.
We got some things in store for you guys. We got maybe some new graphics coming your way come draft night. So stay tuned for that.
Yo, I'm gonna have a goodie bag for you too, bro. Don't worry. I can't tell you what's in it yet. I got some.
I'm not wearing my Wentz jersey, man.
Let me ask you. Yo, you're not wearing your Wentz jersey. That's cool, bro. Can you just do me one favor? Just one. Just ask for one favor. Can you turn that hat around for me?
Nope. Mm-mm.
I just want to see what's on the front of that hat.
No, that's not gonna happen. Not on this episode.
If I guess.
You can't guess because I've shown you already. So we can't. You can't guess.
Okay, so can we deal in hypotheticals? Hypotheticals, right? Yep. Hypothetically, if I was wearing, as an Eagles fan, if I was wearing a Giants hat, what would you say to me?
I would say, wow, you went on a trip to New York, and maybe you picked up a hat from being in the city that you were in. And I would
Okay.
say, okay, respect. I got you.
So then if it's respect, why don't you just turn the hat around and let me respect you, Fred?
Because I see your face right now, Joe, and that is not a face of respect. That
I'm
is a
saying
face of,
theoretically,
I'm going to come at you right now.
theoretically, if I knew a Bills fan
Yep.
and he was a dear friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and he came on with a New England Patriots hat, I as a friend, as a duty, as you know, as a friend, as a person who values friendships, I would feel the need to tell him something,
Is
to
that
right
right?
his wrong, to guide his ship. That's what I'm a guider.
Is that right?
Yes. And you, my friend, are 11 days away from the draft, and you are wearing a Patriots hat.
I just want to put this out there. When I went up to the New England
That's
area,
all, folks.
to the New England area, I
Yeah.
like to get a hat of wherever I go. So if I go out somewhere on a business trip or whatever it may be, I'm
See,
picking up a
this
hat.
is Fred. This is where you put your foot in your mouth. So
Yeah.
bear with me.
Yep.
Bear with me. You're a Yankees fan.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's why I did not buy a Boston hat. No, sir. I will never
Thank you
put a
very
Boston
much.
hat on.
Oh, see, thank you,
Yep.
Fred. So you're a true Yankees fan, and in
Yes,
true
sir.
Yankees fan fashion, you would not wear a Boston Red Sox
Damn
hat.
right.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
You're a true Bills fan,
Yep.
but
But
you
I
would
s-
wear a New
but I tell
England
you-
Patriots.
I'll tell you this right now. Fantasy football has ruined all major allegiances in NFL. Maybe not for you, because we all know where you stand. But for me, it has ruined major allegiance lines. Because
Fred.
if you win me money, I'm gonna ride with you, man.
Fred,
Easy as that.
Fred, silence. You speak too much, my friend. Put that on the page. Put the hat on the page. Let the people speak.
Is that what we're doing? That what we're
Yeah, I
doing?
mean, I'm really not gonna need too much backup. I know what it is.
Is that right? Well, let's get into it, man. We had some extensions go on this week. Adam Thielen got a 4-year extension. Patrick Chung got a 1-year extension. We also had one arrest.
Why you gotta do that, bro?
I'm just saying.
All right, it
Your boy
wasn't.
Mills got arrested.
Listen,
Yeah.
fam.
Go
He
ahead.
was out enjoying himself, and some punk ass Washington Wizards player tried to press him because he was in Washington and wasn't part of the local team. What is this, high school? Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
So you know what? Yeah, you know what? He paid his fine. He didn't even get arrested or charged with anything, right? So what I imagine is the guy tried to, buck his chest up, some no-name ass Wizards player, getting all sensitive, like the Wizards are an actual NBA team outside of John Wall and Bradley Beal. And you know what I'm saying? He tried to buck up, and clearly it didn't work out for him because guess what? The Wizards aren't going to give him a contract now. Sad story, bro.
Yeah.
So now you're not a part of a local team neither.
So sucks for you.
Don't feel bad.
And then we also had AB come out and, for no reason, basically, go at Juju Smith-Schuster.
But this has been an ongoing thing. I'm done with AB.
It's been an ongoing thing. It got into the news last week, so I wanted to bring it up because we had our interview show last week. But AB's just, he's like a salty ex-girlfriend, it seems like, right now.
Yo,
Like,
AB is a mess,
just,
man.
I can't-
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, bro, you got out of Pittsburgh. That's what you wanted. You got your money. That's what you wanted. Leave it alone, bro. I bet you
let
some
it
of his
go,
new
B.
teammates, his new teammates won't say it to him, but they're probably thinking like, bro, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like and it's funny because he's so out of touch with reality. Like just by some of the things he does, you could just tell, man, that he's not a relatable guy. Like when he posted that thing about Juju reaching out to him, he literally thought that was going to make him look good.
Look better,
Like,
yeah. It made you
He
look
thought
like an asshole.
like, you reached out to me and I'm a pro player. Yeah, that actually makes Juju look pretty damn cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like like that's proving Juju's point. He said I respected you even
Mm-hmm.
before I got into the league. Duh, that's what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And like
So,
what I liked, if you look at two situations, this situation, AB and Juju, and then you look at Le'Veon and Connor, right? James Connor.
yeah, kind of dropped
Le'Veon,
some love. Le'Veon reciprocated that love. Is a
yep.
beautiful.
And he was like, "Look, I don't usually put up these conversations because they're private, but I wanted to show love to James Conner because he showed love to me. He reached out to me early, and like that's how it's supposed to be. Like the NFL, all these pro sports, it's supposed to be like a brotherhood, right?
Yeah, let me ask you
You're in
something.
a fraternity.
You don't think Antonio Brown, like, to me, that was a backhanded way of being like Brown, like Bell to Brown, like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, basically.
Like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and that's how it is, man. You guys you're in that locker room every day with each other. That's supposed to be your brother, man. You can't just because once you get out, you want to start shitting on people. That's messed up.
Yeah, I'm not down with that, bro. Like, I used to be a big AB fan, but he does nothing for me now.
And that's it, man. That's our episode. That's this week's. Enjoy Game of Thrones, guys, tonight. For those of you who are caught up, unlike Joey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Late to the party. But catch our YouTube live draft night, April 25th, 11 days away. We'll keep promoting it every week until then. Check it out. Follow Joey's page. We'll add a link on all the stuff. Check out his articles at TSJ Sports. And follow the Frenzy page, www.thesportsfrenzypodcast.com, for all our information, sponsors, links to our stuff, all that stuff. And guys, we will catch you next week. Peace.